Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm a librarian at Rio Salado College. In this short video, we're going to look at a simple way to check whether the information you find online is trustworthy. We're using a method called SIFT. SIFT is all about quick, practical moves you can use while you're searching online, and it works just as well with information you get from AI tools like ChatGPT or Gemini 2. Here's how it works. Stop. Before you share, use, or believe a source, pause for a moment. Notice how the information makes you feel. Angry, worried, excited? Strong emotions can be a red flag that the content is designed to push a reaction instead of just informing you. Reflect on that, then ask, do I know who created this and why? This applies to websites, news articles, social media posts, and even AI. Once you've stopped, the next steps: investigate, find better coverage, and trace help you dig deeper and decide if the information is actually trustworthy. Investigate the source. When you investigate a source, take a minute to look into who created it. Ask yourself, are they credible in this area? For example, if you're reading about a health topic, is the information coming from a trusted medical organization or just someone's personal blog? If you're using AI, is it telling you where its information came from? What do you know about that source? What do you know about the AI tool itself? A credible source shows expertise, accuracy, and transparency. It's created by someone who knows the topic well, supports their claims with evidence, and clearly identifies where their information comes from. You can look at an author or organization's About Us page or profile page as a first step to figure out who they are and what expertise they might have, but you'll likely need to dig deeper. Google them. One quick way to get background information on an author or especially an organization is to add plus Wikipedia to your search terms. F. Find better coverage. Check to see if other reliable sources are saying the same thing or something different. If the claim only appears in one place or nowhere else, that's a signal to dig deeper or perhaps use a different piece of information. Search for the concept and see if other credible sources confirm it. T. Trace claims back to the original. If you see a claim like a new study shows, or data from this organization finds, or the president said XYZ, take the extra step to track down the original source. Whether the information comes from a news site, social media, or an AI tool, finding and examining the original source yourself is the best way to be sure it's accurate and that you're understanding the original meaning. You can use SIFT anytime you're scrolling through social media, searching Google, reading the news, or checking information you got from AI. Here's an example. Imagine you ask an AI tool about climate change and it tells you that 97% of scientists agree humans are causing global warming. Instead of just accepting it, you would stop. Pause and notice that the AI didn't say where that number came from. We don't know the source of its information. You might even notice how the number makes you feel, maybe surprised or skeptical. Before you include it in a paper or share it with others, let's investigate. Since this information came from AI, think about what we know about how AI tools work. They generate responses based on patterns in data they've seen elsewhere, which means their answers can include errors, bias, or outdated information. In this case, the AI didn't even cite its sources. If your original source was a website or news article, you'd want to find out who runs that site, who wrote the article, and whether they're a trustworthy source on the topic. Again, look for an About Us or profile pages, then head to Google, Wikipedia to get more information. Find better coverage. Let's first turn to Google to see if we can find this information from other credible sources. We can search for 97% of scientists agree humans are causing global warming. Here's our results. It looks like Wikipedia has a page on the scientific consensus about climate change, so that looks promising. Let's do a Control F and find where the number 97% is on this page. Here's a paragraph discussing that information, which is from 2013. If we go back to our Google results, we can see there are articles from NASA, Forbes, and other organizations that we can check out too. You can also use the library's databases to look and see if other trusted groups, again, we're thinking groups like NASA, the EPA, major news outlets, or peer-reviewed publications also mention this statistic. If they do, that adds credibility to the claim. Or we might find information that's a little different. For example, in this article published in 2021, it's saying that there is 99% consensus amongst peer-reviewed articles. That last detail is important. The study refers to 99% of peer-reviewed scientific papers, which is slightly different from saying 99% of scientists agree or 97% of individual scientists agree. Recognizing nuances like this is part of being an informed researcher. Trace. Next, we want to find the original study behind the 97% figure that the AI told us. Tracing information back to its source helps us verify that it matches what we were told. Now, our AI response didn't cite its sources, but we're going to assume that the 97% figure is coming from this article discussed in Wikipedia and those other sites that we found, since the language there closely aligns with what the AI told us. So in this case, Wikipedia actually included a link to the original research, a peer-reviewed article by Cook and several co-authors published in 2013. That study found that 97% of peer-reviewed papers agree that humans are causing global warming. It's important then to note what this means. Their study measured published research, not individual scientists' opinions. So in other words, 97% of peer-reviewed studies indicate that humans are causing climate change, not that 97% of scientists personally believe it, which is what our original AI response seemed to be saying. Using the SIFT method helped us uncover that difference. With just a few quick steps, we were able to trace the claim, understand the context, and see how easily information can be misrepresented. That's SIFT in action, and it only takes a minute or two to apply it in your own research. If you ever get stuck, you can always reach out to us through our Ask a Librarian chat service, available 24/7 from real human librarians. We're here to help you navigate sources with confidence.